Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and welcome to the Optimised Routes Guide for the Aesthetes Elusive Target Arcade contract. So in this video, we'll be using all available start locations and all available equipment to us to give an optimised way of doing it compared to the default loadout guide. If you're looking for a default loadout guide, there'll be a link to that video in the description. So if you're a new player, that will be the better video for you. So for this one, for level 1, we have to make sure that all bodies are hidden for all 3 levels. For level 1, we're going to start in the warehouse, and we're going to bring along a suppressed pistol, doesn't matter which one, and we're going to bring along the remote emetic gas device and a coin. Just going to let this camera actually play out all the way to the end. Usually I skip this one. Usually I say skip the opening camera panning shot, but on this occasion I'm not going to because we want to make sure that guard is moved out of the way. So from the start, we're going to run all the way up the stairs. We have been spotted by camera, but we're going to take it out a little bit later on, so don't need to worry about it. We're going to grab this briefcase. We're going to use this one. And immediately we're going to conceal the remote emetic gas device inside the briefcase. So as soon as you do that, that means the gas device is now armed in the briefcase itself, which means we can activate it while it's inside the briefcase, which is really cool. Next, we're going to go and find Miranda Jameson. She should be in the gallery area. Take out the remote. And what we want to do is just make sure that we gas both of these targets, not the target, but gas the target and the guard. Basically stand between them. Bump into Miranda if you have to slow down, to make sure you catch both of them in the gas. And the reason for that is basically we want the guard to go one way and we want Miranda to go to the bathroom. And if you only gas the target, it should be okay, but it's just in case the guard follows it into the bathroom. I don't think he will, but it's just in case. When you're in here, feel free to take her out any way you like to, as long as the door is closed. And then drag her and put her body in the nearby crate. Now she's taken care of. It's been revealed where the notes are, so we'll grab that chapel key. Leave that briefcase there, we no longer need it. Head on outside. There's an enforcer in this area, so you need to be careful once you're into this room. Unlock it with the key. Now the enforcer is facing away from us, but we are going to make sure we throw a coin over there to distract her, to get her to turn her back to us, and we're going to exit after we've grabbed the notebook. You can exit that room either way if you'd like, it doesn't really matter, as long as she doesn't spot you. Shoot out the evidence that's right there through the window, and we now have our silent assassin back. So all we have to do now is avoid all enforcers on the way back. There's going to be one in this area as we come through this door, which is that guard with a shotgun, and here is the exit we're going to take. And it's an easy silent assassin for level 1, completing all optional objectives. So in comparison to the default loadout guide, this is obviously a lot quicker, a lot more simpler, and a lot more easier overall. So it's the benefit of having all the equipment available to you, so it's great. So there we go, Silent Assassin. Let's move on to level 2. Level 2, we have the Broker. He takes place in Paris. This is a little bit more of a tricky one, so we're going to use some tricks up our sleeve. So what we're going to do, start as the tech crew. We're going to bring along a Seeker 1, bring along a lockpick, I'm going to bring along the emetic gas grenade that you unlock from Ambrose Island, which is the impact emetic gas grenade. Very useful. From the very start, grab that remote from the Fireworks remote. We're going to use that to our advantage a little bit later on. So grab that, put it away, head on down the stairs, and once you reach 1 floor down, we're going to run through this corridor here and run to where the target is. Now the target can walk through where this dance area, or this whole, sorry, not dance area, this whole fashion show is taking place, or he'll walk where I'm actually at right now. There he is, that's what he looks like. He's got his sunglasses on, looking all cool and dapper. Eventually he's going to pass through the area in front of us through this door. Now, the only issue we have at the moment is his guard is in the same area, so we're going to have to wait for that guard to move out of the area. But don't worry if he's already ahead of you and he's already walking outside, it does not matter. We just need to make sure this area is clear and the target is outside before we attempt to do what we were about to do next. So first of all, we're going to make sure that guard's walked out of the way. And then we're going to take out the gas grenade. Then chuck it right between these two ladies right there. It's going to emetic gas them both. They're both going to head to 2 available bathrooms nearby. And that allows us to actually use the Seeker on the target and make him force him basically to go to an alternative bathroom which has a closet in there so we can hide his body. So this is a good way to manipulate your target to go into where you need him to go. We're also going to drop the Seeker there because we no longer need it, because we have to get through a frisk zone a little bit later on to get the Ivory White. So that's the reason why we dropped the gun. So as long as we've got no illegal items on us, we're good to go. So again, he's going to head towards the bathroom opposite the kitchen. And in there's going to be a closet, so it's an ideal spot for us to take him out. That's the reason, because if we didn't gas those two ladies, then the target will actually go into one of those bathrooms, and there's no closet or crates or in there to hide his body. So that's the downside to doing that. That's the reason why we gas those two women, to make sure that he goes to this bathroom. Because I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think people or NPCs or targets go towards bins now to be sicking them. I think they've just made it to make sure that people always prioritise toilets now over anything else. Because he walked past like several different bins and stuff like that, so he does make sure that he goes to the bathroom, which is a good change, I think, overall. So we're hiding in the closet right here, exiting. Before you drown him, just make sure that door is closed. You don't have to drown him, you can snap his neck if you'd like. It's entirely up to you. Just make sure you hide his body straight away. As soon as you do, the guard's going to walk in the room after a few seconds. So now we've exited, we're now going to head back upstairs. We need to acquire ourselves another disguise, so just to make sure we can get upstairs to where Dahlia's little private room is. Go into this area here and grab this hammer. There's a auction staff member in here. We are going to knock him out, so we're going to close this door first. Knock him out. Then drag his body and put him in the nearby closet. Just be wary of the bodyguard walking up and down that corridor. That door is open, so you might want to close it before you do all this stuff, if you'd like. It doesn't really matter if you do or not. Just, if you want to be extra safe, you can shut that door before you put him in there, just in case a guard walks past and sees what you're doing, which would be bad. But once his body is hidden, and we've got his disguise now, we can now head on upstairs. Expect to be frisked here. Just make sure you don't have any illegal weapons on you. If you do, again, make sure you drop it out of anywhere that's not only prying eyes. And once we get all to the top, head into the attic. Once we're in the attic, we're going to climb over this little railing and climb into Dahlia's bathroom. Once we're in here, we're going to turn on the clock radio, which will create a distraction for one of the guards in the next room. And then when you get a chance, turn the clock radio back off. He's going to come in to investigate, so what I'm going to do is knock him out. And I'm going to hide him in the nearby closet. Stay crouched as you do this, you don't want to get spotted through the mirror. Dump his body in the closet. Next thing we're going to do is actually just activate the fireworks remote. The reason why without doing that is because Dahlia's going to walk outside. That means she's not going to come in here and interfere. So from this point, we're going to overflow that sink. We probably should have turned the tap off actually, because we want him to take the gun away. We don't really want him to react to the puddle, but he does anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But as long as his back is to you, you can exit to that room where he's vacated anyway. So he'll turn that off. Get frustrated that he's got to clean up all the water on the floor. And at this point, you can go into that room where Dahlia's room is. Inside here, there's going to be a safe. Go ahead and use the lockpick on it. And grab the Ivory White. And that's it. What we've got to do now is go to an exit point. Because everyone's focused on the fireworks, which is great. We makes the exit a little bit more easier. So we're just going to climb down this pipe and take the helicopter exit. You can take any exit you like if you like. You can go down to the basement if you want. These two guards are in a bad position for me, so I'm going to circle all the way around clockwise around the helicopter and get to the exit. I like how at the end here, this guard at the front of the helicopter, like he sort of sees you right here, and if you watch this cutscene, he fully spots you in the cutscene, and I think right at the very end he starts shooting. But just note that as soon as you've exited, it's locked in your rating at that point. So see the screen flash there? That's the reason. That's usually the flash where they've spotted you and started to shoot you. But like I said, your rating is locked in as soon as you clicked exit. So it doesn't matter if they spot you after the fact. I just thought it was quite funny. But that's a silent assassin for level 2. Now, level 3, we have the collector. Now, I've done this particular guide before, because we've actually had the hide all bodies with this target before. So I'm going to show you the same strategy, basically. We're going to start as a gardener, bring along the Seeker 1, bring along a coin. Now, you can bring along a crowbar if you don't have all the shortcuts unlocked, but if you don't have the shortcuts unlocked, bring along the crowbar. I'll show you where a crowbar is anyway, so you don't necessarily need to bring it. It's completely up to you. Because we don't really need any equipment, to be honest. So come over to this bush right here, crouch, wait for Cody Haynes to walk away a little bit, shoot him first, give it a few seconds, and then shoot his guard. The reason why we wait there a couple of seconds is because we want the target to walk over towards the river, and we don't want the guard to go over there first, because the guard's going to walk away to an alternative spot to be puking up in. Also, there's a crowbar right over there, where I just highlighted there on instinct. So that's where, if you're looking for a crowbar, there's one right there. There's 2 enforcers there, but I'm sure you can get around that. I trust you. So this guy goes over here to be sick into the river, and this guard is inconveniently in the way. So he's momentarily going to walk away after he's done smoking his cigarette. Once he's walked past and got a bit of a gap between you and the target, go ahead and boot the target in the river. Pick up the knife they dropped on the floor, the hobby knife. Now will allow us to get all the way up to the building and grab the painting real quick. And if you'd like, you can exit right now. You don't have to go and get the painting, but you'll only get a 4-star rating for Silent Assassin. So if you do want the optional objective of getting the painting, carry on following what I'm doing. At this point, take out the coin, crouch, make sure this guard's not looking at you, and throw the coin on the opposite side here, just to get him to turn around. Because we need to climb the pipe, and once you get to that top floor, it becomes a trespassing zone, and if he's looking at you at the time, he can potentially spot you, so that's the reason why we're just getting rid of him momentarily. So go ahead and climb the pipe all the way to the top, and climb through the window. Again, just a reminder, you are now in a trespassing zone in this disguise. We're not going to change the disguise because it's just not necessary at the moment. We're going to wait for this guard to walk past this area because there's an opening there. We don't want him to see us. Next thing we're going to do is climb through this window. To the next to you, there's going to be a pipe. Climb all the way to the top. Make sure the coast is clear before you jump over this wall here. There's a guard in this room, and there's another guard at the other side where the staircase is. Just be very careful here. There's a guard over there who just saw me momentarily. Just going to wait for him to stop being suspicious. There we go. Now that guard's got his back to us as well, we can go ahead and get past him. And here's the painting you need to steal. You can also use coins to work your advantage here to get the guards to turn away. I like risking it for the biscuit. This guard's look, he's just going to come back. I'm just going to run for it. Now, sensible Mr. Freeze would have just waited there. Impatient Mr. Freeze just went straight there, and I just got past. Now, it's up to you how fast or slow you want to take that area. But once you're done, now we can head to an exit, and this is where the crowbar comes into play. Now, if you don't have this ladder shortcut unlocked, this is why you'll need to use the crowbar. Now, if you're worried about this guard potentially hearing it, he won't. But if he does, if you are worried about it, just knock him out, drag him. There's a closet in that room just next to him. But that ladder right there is the ladder I was talking about. If you don't have that shortcut unlocked, go ahead and break it with the crowbar. And there we go. Once you've exited, that's a Silent Assassin for level 3. And overall, with equipment, this particular Elusive Target arcade is very straightforward. Again, emetic devices, emetic tools are your best friend in this game, I think. It helps out so much. I'm glad they're in the game, because if they weren't in the game, it would be very difficult to do anything in this game, actually. Well, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop a like on the video if it helped you out, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified of all the future videos and live streams I do and upload every time. You get a notification, that'll be great if you click that bell. And feel free to become a member or become a Patreon. Link in the description for all the details on that. Big shout out to all my Psycho Assassin members as well. Again, thank you very much for all the support, especially during Christmas time. I know times are hard, but yeah, keep warm this winter. I'll see you soon. Cheers.